All right, so I just said I wouldn't show my face, and then I thought, okay, why am I going to live in fear? I mean, forget that. Forget I said that. I just got out of the hospital over police brutality for me, basically speaking my constitutional rights, speaking out for myself, telling them that they were setting Johnny and I up. I knew they were, and they said something like, "You want to get arrested?" and handcuff me and hurt me. Let me show you. I got bruises on my arms. I'm still shaking, even though it's been 2 days, I'm still shaking. I got bruises. I don't know if you can see this. If you can't see it, it's no big deal, because I did videos right after so I want to clarify that I did some videos looking really, really horrible. I thought I looked unrecognizable, and because I'm a victim of cyber terrorism and stalking, people started posting that was my real looks. I was actually severely dehydrated. I had lost a lot of blood, and on top of it, because I was gathering hardcore evidence for the FBI, I had gone something like 5 days with hardly any sleep at all. I'd like to know how many women my age would look good if they were terrorized for 15 hours straight, watched her boyfriend get illegally targeted and arrested. Of course, he was out the very next morning because it was bogus. But I don't know too many people that would look, especially women, that would look too hot. But here I am, just got out of the hospital, literally, now twice. They were going to do a blood transfusion, but thank God I take so many vitamins and what do you call it, iron, that they were surprised when they saw all the blood coming out of me. They couldn't believe that I didn't need a blood transfusion. I was violently handcuffed by 2 cops when I kept saying, "Please look at my evidence." They refused. It is my legal right to tell them when I had proof that I wasn't where they said I was. I was actually with a police officer, ironically, when I was getting accused of a crime. So all I was trying to do is prove the police report. And 10 minutes before, I got set up again by Toby Hewitt and her evil little trolls. This has been going on 9 months. If you don't know my story, everywhere Johnny and I go, they call the police trying to get us arrested. The police said they were going to document it. Even 911 said it, and 2 cops then went along with it. And I didn't realize that I recorded the call, the 911 call, where you can hear them almost conspiring against Johnny and I. And I was like, holy cow, this is another huge lawsuit. So now I got this federal huge lawsuit. Now I have in Harris County, and now I have a Baytown big lawsuit. I actually think my Baytown lawsuit might be bigger than my Harris County, because Harris County lawsuit, they stole so much of my evidence, but this time I was really smart, and I sent my evidence immediately to a lawyer and to some of my biggest contacts, including some well-known people in Hollywood. This time there's no way they can delete, hack, whatever. I even told Internal Affairs that today. I believe that's the number they gave me to call. I said, you better not think about erasing body camera stuff, because they've done that in the past. They've, turned off their body camera, and that cop went to jail for what he did to me, Officer Kenneth Truce. But this is nothing new for me. I'm used to this. I'm going on 9 years of being terrorized by Texas cops and letting them get away with people that commit major, major felonies against me. Not just, oh, Amy, that's just a little misdemeanor here and there. I'm talking like I probably have been a victim of over 50 felonies in 9 years, and I think only 3 people went to jail. I'm caught up in the good old boy system. I am not going to back down. I'm not going to let these haters say I need Botox all over my face and that I'm 500 pounds and, photoshopping my pictures and all these things that are a drag to deal with as a woman. I mean, women are just like that. They don't like to look on Google and YouTube and see them looking 300 pounds bigger than they are. But, I'm pretty tough. I've done enough live videos to prove that it is so not me. I actually am wearing no face makeup, no blush. 2 days ago, if you look at the video, I looked completely different. I had the same amount of makeup on, but my whole face was swollen. I even had all this puffiness around here from dehydration and I guess inflammation and all this stuff. I was given anti-inflammatories. I was given stuff for dehydration, and now I'm looking more like myself. I am not going to back down. I'm looking for, so let me tell you what I need from those that care about me. I need a really good civil lawyer, because this is the most evidence I've ever had in a case. A lot of my evidence is old, so lawyers are like, yeah, whatever, lady. This is fresh. This is hot. This is 2 days later. I have actual proof that you hear 911 conspiring with the cop that actually put his hands on me to set being set up. They did nothing even when I said, look, he's not wearing a trench coat. But the cop actually set him up and said he was public intoxication. We were at McDonald's not too long before that. And they didn't do any blood tests or any breathalyzer tests and kept him one night while I was being terrorized for about 15 hours or more nonstop by Toby Hewitt, who was calling every place I went afraid and locked out of my house because conveniently they got Johnny arrested. On the 911 call that I'm going to put on Facebook today, oh yeah, I'm ballsy. I sure am, my friends. You actually hear 911 conspiring with the police to falsely arrest Johnny and I. Not hearsay, you hear it. You hear the lady say, yes, a lady called, and that's her too. Both of them have been called by a lady. Even though the police had reported that the lady's Toby Hewitt has been doing this to us for 9 months, we have an FBI case, we have a case with the DA's office, and you hear the 911 lady listening to me but never talking, and I'm telling her my whole story. You'll hear it on the 911 call, and then you'll hear her say, let me talk to the cop, you know, whatever. And I thought she was going to defend me, and they didn't realize I'm recording it, and she's like, yeah, that's her, that's the girl, and that's the call we had. How dare them on a call arrest Johnny, set him up on hearsay, and he wasn't even wearing, again, a trench coat. And they're like allowed to just terrorize us and manhandle me and hit me so hard on the chair that I've been bleeding profusely for 2 days. Oh, hell no. This is so in your face. Hello, good old boy Texas cops bullying a woman and her boyfriend because they knew, ironically, wait till you hear this. I had just met with Officer Mendor, right? And he had said, here's my email, I agree, this needs to be investigated. I had just met him, my friends. And I said, word for word, I'm gonna shoot straight with you my whole story. I never told a cop in my whole life, my whole story. Couldn't believe he listened. CPS everything, told him it all. And he said, here's my email, this is alarming, I wanna check it out. Within 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I was in handcuffs, being manhandled, being violently aggressive, meant 2 cops against me and watching my boyfriend go to jail. You don't think that's fishy? But what's even stranger is he gave me his email and said, prove your claims and I'll help you. But yet he hasn't answered any of my emails or calls trying to get help. Did he set me up? I don't know. You be the judge. I think it's a little fishy. I said to 911, you'll hear me saying, I just met with this officer, here's his badge number. Why did the 911 lady not say, oh, let's confirm this is true. Oh, you just reported these people following you everywhere. You just reported these people stalking you everywhere. That sounds fishy. Okay, let's protect this lady and her boyfriend. Instead, the cops literally refused to look at any evidence proving that we were being set up. My God, something like 10 times to our house on mental health, false claims by Toby Hewitt and her evil little people. And the cops even said, Toby called, like 3 times, Toby. But then when she realized I was dumb to say her name, then she's saying anonymous. I'm so scared. I just want to remain anonymous. Do you know that they can go backtrack every phone number because there's every place she called, every place had caller ID, they told me. You know, the police didn't once backtrack the number and call it. Want to talk about being set up? Why? Because they hate me. What did I tell Baytown cops? I'm suing HPD, Harris County cops. Does that make you hate me? Oh, no, ma'am. No, that's a whole different jurisdiction. We don't care. As soon as I told them the truth, they started treating me completely different because cops watch each other's backs even when they're bad cops, and that's a fact. That's the way Texas works, the good old boy system. And it's real. I'm not crazy. I have passed so many crazy BS false claims from Toby Hewitt. This has been going on 9 months or something. I passed them all. Even they did it on Johnny, and he passed it. So they're never going to win on anymore, oh, she's crazy. Not only that, I was completely mentally assessed about a year ago with a lawyer witness, and I have a psychiatric paper on Facebook proving I was cleared of mental illness even when they illegally took my daughter by CPS on crazy claims and pursued a case even though it was dismissed in court. Then when it was dismissed by CPS investigator Deborah Mayo, she didn't come to court, and the numbers on Facebook, if you don't believe me, you'll see it was dismissed. And the number has not worked since she dismissed it. The last conversation, she was terrified and said, my God, they're coming at me. They're trying to fire me for supporting you, for defending you, for dropping the case. And then my grandma and I talked to her. She was so scared. My grandma ended up dying. One of my biggest witnesses, as all my major witnesses are dead. It's so crazy. And she said, your daughter's coming back. Some man came, said she was going to come in a police car. And next thing I know, Deborah's disappeared, didn't come to being subpoenaed to court or any of that. And you don't think that's grounds for a mistrial? The whole thing was a setup. And ever since I did a lot of radio, don't worry, it's all been shut down illegally. And a lot of YouTubes, a lot of Google. Ever since I did all that, my friends, my life has been constant target. People that I love and care about, or witnesses to my story dying weird deaths, like hit by cars walking, or fine 1 minute, dead the next, or dying on their way to me, like Zachary Green, my once wonderful alleged bodyguard. Of course, he wasn't real, but I always said bodyguards because it seemed to work and I had less happen. Ever since I stopped the bodyguard claims, my God, I'm being targeted more than I ever have in my life. But guess what? Do the timeline. When did Amy Sherone get targeted more than ever? Since the day I filed a federal lawsuit against the state of Texas, basically the police department, the big wigs, whatever, making really hardcore allegations where I'm accusing CPS. Oh, right in their face crimes. Not, oh, hearsay, like these people need to be held accountable, Judge David Hittner. I made it clear to the judge, I'm afraid I'm going to die over this lawsuit. I don't know what to do. So he dismissed it without prejudice, I think, to give me a break. And now I'm like, hell, I'm ready to go. Oh, you need to pay $400 fine. All I have to do, they said, is write a letter that you are so broke from all this, and he'll probably, take that fine off, and I'll be back rolling. But now I got a new lawsuit that actually might be way quicker than trying to go after the kind of people I am in Harris County. Like the Attorney General, really, Amy? Like, what was I thinking? But now it's just like Baytown. I don't even think there's any money in this town. I hate this town, but I made it clear with their internal affairs. I tried to meet him like 3 times, and they always said they were too busy. And then I get targeted like this by the police department, who's siding with a criminal like Toby Hewitt. It's disgusting. Wilbur Witt Jr., and they're just like, we don't know what to do for you. It's out of our jurisdiction. Well, the DA said you can't pull the jurisdiction thing. You can't pull that, so now what? So they hated me because I was defending my constitutional rights, my rights as an American citizen to be protected. After all, we do. I mean, what? They are supposed to serve and protect, right? That's why we pay decent taxes, right? I mean, this is a joke. Welcome to the world of a targeted couple that has to move less than 100, had to move less than 7 times in a year. That's it. Don't tell me what to do. Right, bye-bye.